This is going to be another YouTube video. This one's going to be on my other channel. This one's going to be called Sex Game 5 Ways to Tell if a girl like you or if a girl don't like you. See, a lot of YouTubers make these types of videos, and this is one video I've never thought about making until now. And the reason why I'm making the video is because there's a lot of men that are graduated high school and college who probably don't know the signs, don't know the ways, and they don't know how to tell if a girl finds them physically sexually attractive or if a woman don't find you physically sexually attractive. So let me give you, it's easy to tell you the 5 ways that a girl like you, but nobody really wants to go through the 5 ways that a girl don't like you. And usually I'm always giving you the truth because pickup artists and dating coaches have the habit of telling you when girls like you, but they don't want to point out to you when you go to the nightclubs and the bars or at work or at school when a woman don't like you, because 80 to 85% of the time they're going to lie and not tell you the real information that you're looking for. And then you find this out through good and bad experiences at work, at school, at the nightclubs, the bars, in the gym, and so on. So let me give you the 5 ways you can tell that a girl don't like you. It doesn't matter if you do it in order or out of order, but there's 5 ways, 5 signs. Number 1, every time you try to strike up a intellectual conversation, she looks away from you. I've experienced this like at least 7 times. 7 times. High school, college, work, at the gym. A lot of times you will find a woman physically sexually attractive, and sometimes the woman will look away. And sometimes if another man comes into the room, she'll look in his direction and not look in your direction. Sometimes a girl could be walking a dog or a cat up the street or down the street and see you, and every time you come outside your house, whether it's to read your books, whether it's to do YouTube videos like me, or you just happen to be outside, she'll didn't see you and turn all the way around. She'll make this big U-turn and turn all the way around and walk away as if she never saw you. That is a big major sign that she does not like you. Now, it's not that you said anything wrong or you ain't done anything wrong, because a lot of times pickup artists and dating coaches mislead you. They'll say you have to say something or do something wrong. And it's like when my mother used to always tell me, you don't have to say anything and you don't have to do nothing wrong to no woman. If a woman is uncomfortable and nervous every time she sees you, that had to tell you right there she don't like you. Anytime a woman see you and she's not smiling, but she has this confused, paused look on her face, you might have not said nothing. You might have not done anything wrong. You might have just came out your house and you're confused and you're trying to figure out, well, if you don't like me and you walk a dog or a cat, why are you coming onto my block and then look at me and don't say anything? And you see, if you say something back, you don't make it better, you make it worse. And you have to be careful because she could have a big brother, she could have an uncle, there could be another guy on the street, and police gets called out, and the first person they come to is you. So, if I were you, do not walk up to a girl that you don't know very well and approach her and ask her a question like, why do you look at me weird and strange? Because if you say the word weird and strange, she's going to look at you like, dude, you just answered your own question on why I don't want to look at you. It's rhetorical. How do I know? Because I have some friends I went to high school who, I don't want to say their names because if they watch this YouTube video, they'll be very angry with me, but we were at the gym one day working out. You know, we were trying to act like Arnold Schwarzenegger from that 1977 classic Pumping Iron, and to make a long story short, I came out the gym to go to the restroom, and about 30 minutes later, I see 3 police cars pull up, and I see him get interrogated because he was looking at a girl's butt in the gym class, and the girl never gave off no indication if she was being harassed sexually or confused. And instead, what do we got? Police. And I had to explain to the cop he made 2 or 3 bad jokes, and those jokes were inappropriate, and we all laughed it off and went back to our workout. And he didn't talk to the girl for like almost 3 months because she called the police on him. And I had to explain to him, you can't make inappropriate jokes, and you can't be staring for such a long time. And when it got to 4 months, she had to apologize to him because she just wanted to teach him a valuable lesson of disrespecting women. So that's why I said I can't tell you his name, because he does watch the videos on YouTube for entertainment. And if he sees me talking about that incident at West LA College, he'll be mad at me when I see him at Venice Beach, because it happened to him. You know, he's half black, half Puerto Rican, but my point is, he didn't speak to the girl for like 3 months. But those are signs. So that's one. Number two. Number three. Sign number 4. Every time you run across her, she'll talk to everybody else on your block, on your neighborhood, except for you. A lot of times it's because you might have done something in the beginning to make her think something's wrong with you, where if you don't express or explain to her, then she's not going to want to hear the explanation. Number 5, the tell if a girl don't like you. If you always ask her why you always do A, B, C, and D, and she intentionally on purpose give you one word answers. One word answers mean, please stop talking to me, leave me alone, go away. And sometimes you might get another guy or another girl that might look at you and say, dude, she don't like you. Why are you still talking to her? Usually this one right here is where most men get in trouble. At work, at school, at the gym, in the neighborhood, in general, at the bank, at the store. I've seen it at 7-Eleven. This one older black man that was like 53 years old was trying to talk to a 22-year-old black woman. He found her physically, sexually attractive, so you can't blame the older black man that was 52 years old. But what you can blame him for was his inability to see the big picture. She's 22, you're 52, she don't find you physically, sexually attractive. People want to buy their cigarettes, their alcohol, their candy, or their food at a 7-Eleven store, and he was speaking to her for like 20 minutes trying to get her to find him attractive, and she never did. And she kind of gave me this look like, why is this man talking to me? If a woman gives you a look with one words and looks in your direction like, why is this guy talking to me? That means she doesn't like you. Those are the 5 signs, the 5 ways that you can tell a woman just don't like you. Now that I got the most complicated, difficult part out of the video, let's focus on 5 signs or 5 ways that a woman might like you. Number 1 is called potential. I'm going to tell you why number 1 is called potential. If a woman drop her cell phone or her purse and she always makes sure she's close to where you're at, there's a good chance she probably might find you interesting. She might like you. And I say might, because number 1 is potential. If she bumps into you by accident, but every time she see you, she bump into you, or every time she comes around you when you're at work or at school, or no sooner you come to work, she find where you're at, sign number 2 is potentially she might like you. And the reason why I say might is because a lot of men get confused between like and might like. Might like means 50% she might like you, 50% she may not like you. So I have to tell you the difference between she might like you and like you. Because some men think they're both the same, but they're both different. And you got the pickup artists and the dating coaches to blame for this, because they don't ever explain this at all in the videos. They just lie to you, and then you go to the nightclubs and the bars, and then you wonder why you're not getting the attention that you're looking for. You see how disappointing that is, right? That's why I'm making the video. Now, If the girl is always coming to you that she always have a problem, this is sign number 3. And please don't get confused when I say this in the video. And I'm going to make one for women because I don't want the women to come to my YouTube channel and say I'm biased, I'm favoritism, and I'm sexist and all that other nonsense. I'll make one for women too. Right now, I'm trying to help out the men understand. Matter of fact, I'm going to make it for women too. I might as well. 2 for 1. So you're lucky today. Number 3 is, if she always comes to you for a problem, it's because you're older and you're mature. That means you're older with experience, and she looked up to you like a mentor, like a teacher. I'm not trying to say like an old man, so I'm going to say like a mentor or a teacher. Usually younger women go to older men in their mid-30s, early 40s, mid-50s. And let's say that 2 girls are gossiping about bullshit. And let's say that the girls that are gossiping about bullshit are just trying to start a fight. Well, she might come to you for advice, and your job is to give her advice. Don't confuse you giving a girl advice for favors, because some guys think that when they give out women for advice, they think they're supposed to get a favor back in return. Don't do that. That will lead to you not getting no phone number. She will say no every single time to lunch and dinner, or even for a cup of coffee. So don't think that because you're giving her good information as a teacher or as a mentor, don't think that you're going to get a favor back in return. Because she'll pick up on you thinking that because she come to you for advice that she actually like you. The only time you can think that is if she comes up to you and say, do you want to talk to me at lunch or dinner? Do you want to hang out with me at lunch and dinner? You have to wait for her to actually say the word lunch or dinner. If she never says the word lunch or dinner, if she never says the word cup of coffee, if she never say, do you want to smoke with me? Do you want to drink with me? If she doesn't say, do you want to hang out with me? If she doesn't say any of that, then please do not make an ass or a fool out of yourself. I've seen men at nightclubs, at bars, and at the gym actually do this. They think that because the woman comes to them for advice, they actually think they have a chance. Number 4, sign to tell if a girl like you or not. If a girl is always playing with her hair next to you, and this is something my mother told me, if a girl's always letting her hair down around you, but around other guys, she keeps her hair in a ponytail, but when she see you, she take her hair down, that one lets you know that she's very, very, very comfortable. So, that's usually the 4th sign. The 5th one, this is a kicker right here, number 5. Number 5 is she tells you personal secrets that she will never tell nobody that she went to high school, college, or at work, or at the gym. She tells you personal information that you're supposed to keep to yourself. That's the 5 ways that you can tell if a woman finds you physically, sexually attractive. The reason why I say number 4 and number 5 are the most obvious ones is because recently I had a sexy mamacita that's actually a chef. I can't tell you her first and last name because she doesn't even know I do YouTube videos. She doesn't know that I find her physically, sexually attractive, because if she knew, she would be trying to do it all the time to make all the other sexy mamacitas, Latin girls jealous. And she's like a chef. But the point is, she always lets her hair down when she's always around me. A bonus is they always say your name. If a girl says your name every time she see you, again, that might signal she like you. But number 4 is she lets her hair down. Number 5, she tells you personal secrets that she doesn't tell anyone that she went to high school, college, work, and at the gym. The reason why I'm telling you men this is because pickup artists and dating coaches, they're never going to tell you this information. 85 to 90% of the time, they tell you buy my books and my DVDs, and you do, and then guess what happens? The information I'm telling to you, it's not in the books and it's not in the DVDs. You only find this out when you speak to these women. So I gave you 5 reasons on how to tell if a girl don't like you, and I given you 5 reasons on how to tell if she does. Now that I gave you men some advice, now I'm going to switch the other half of the video over and give some information to women. Now, women, I'm going to give you 5 signs on how to tell if a man doesn't like you. Alright, sign number 1 that a man doesn't like a girl. If a woman is talking, and the man is quiet and he isn't saying anything, it's usually because he either lost interest or he doesn't want to be bothered by you at all. So he'll do things and show you things that signal, I don't like you. That's number 1. Number 2, he'll try to talk to other women in front of you to either make you jealous or hope that one of the other women, and you got to be careful with this one, because sometimes he'll try to start a fight with you and another girl so the other girl can tell you, hey, he don't like you. Yeah, I've seen that happen at a gym. Number 3, he'll try to get on the phone to ignore you. He'll either pretend that he's talking to his friends, or he actually is going to call his friends up just to try to do anything he can to get you away from him. Number 4 is a complete dead giveaway. He'll try to pretend he's going somewhere, or he'll actually go somewhere and hope you don't follow him. And number 5 is, and this usually rarely happens to women, but when it does, it's actually a shock. He'll just report you to either a security guard or your boss at work. Like I said, that usually rarely doesn't happen to women, but when it does, it's like a shock. Now, 5 signs on how you women can tell if the man finds you physically, sexually attractive. This one is something I had to ask a lot of women about. And then I had to ask men to see which information's legit. Alright, if a guy is always interested in talking to you and no other girl, that is a clear sign he really likes you. Like, if he only wants to talk to you and no other girl, he likes you right off the bat. You know, no bullshit, no mind games, no playing games. He likes you right off the bat. Number 2, he only wants to hang out with you for lunch and dinner or for a cup of coffee, and every now and then he might say you can bring 2 or 3 people. Number 3, he always gives you a nickname, and if you like and you accept the nickname, this because you like him, he like you. Number 4, this one right here is very, you got to be very careful with number 4, because this one gets you sent to the H&R's office, and 90% of the time this is how you get fired and lose your job. Touching. Some women are okay with touching, and some women are just not okay with touching. If a girl lets you touch, she'll be cool and comfortable, and then sometimes some girls will give you a look like, why you're touching me? Yeah, been there, done that, experienced both. Number 5, he cracks jokes and the girl laughs at all the jokes, whether they're actually funny or they're not funny. Now that I explained that, the reason why I'm going to retitle the video Sex Game, how men and women can tell if you like each other or don't like each other, is because that's a better title of the video than the one I was going to name from before originally. So there you have it. I'm giving men advice, I'm giving women advice. The reason why I'm giving you men from the age of 18 to 35, and I guess I'll extend the age to 18 to 45, is because you got some men in their 20s and their 30s and sometimes their 40s who don't know this information. And you make this mistake when you was in high school, college, at work, at the gym. I've made this mistake. I told you it happened to me a total of 7 times. Not 7 times in a row, but 7 times throughout my 14 years. You might even argue it's happened to me 9 times, and it probably has. But I want to make sure you don't make the same mistakes. I don't want you to be in your 20s and then be like, well, Alex ain't never told me this in the video. He ain't never said this. Well, I'm saying it now. Because there's going to come a time when life happens. You know, Alex might get a house. Alex might get an apartment. Alex might get a car. Alex might have a family one day. Alex might get a new job. And it might take up all my time for making YouTube videos. Anything can and will happen. You see how we have the accident, right? You see how I cannot say its real name on YouTube because I am not allowed or permitted to say its real name because they're demonetizing people's videos just for mentioning it. So I can call it the accident. I can give it a nickname until they say I can no longer say the accident. Yeah, so life can happen at any time, and one day you may not get these videos, and one day you might come across videos that are 2, 3, or 4, or 5 years old and want to know if I'm going to make some new content. So you better enjoy this while you can. All good things do and eventually come to an end. Somehow, some way, they all come to an end. I'm not saying I'm going to quit YouTube anytime soon, but don't be surprised or shocked if life happens and something takes up all my time. Some of your big name YouTubers have told you that. So I'm just trying to give you some advice as a man and give you some advice as a woman. So that way I don't want no man saying you made a video for a woman. So I made a video for both, for men and for women. This is for both of y'all. Until next time, peace.